Got it out? Marking the take-home quiz. Mark your own. Quiz number 2. Here we go. It's a really short quiz. Which of the following is a function? Okay, that doesn't pass the vertical line test. That doesn't pass the vertical line test. Here I have one x value going to 2 different y values. That would also fail the vertical line test if I graphed it. This one does pass the vertical line test, B. For each of the following, circle if it's a function or not, and then state the domain and the range. Not a function. Domain 1, 3, 9. Range -3, 0, 3. If you didn't put it in numerical order, I won't freak out, but get in the habit of going from smallest to biggest, because that way all of our answers look the same. I guess 1 mark for each of those. Half mark off for each mistake. B. Function? Nope. Domain. Okay, here I can't list them. Here it's going to be everything between -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -6. Let's zoom in a little bit, Mr. Duick. Less than or equal to x. Less than or equal to 0. Everything between -6 and 0, touching. Range. Everything between 0, touching, and is it positives? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y less than or equal to 6. So 1 mark for each of those. That's out of 3. C. Function? Yeah, I totally agree. Domain. Everything that way, not touching. X, not smaller than. X bigger than, not or equal to, -4. Range. Everything this way, but not touching. Y bigger than, but not equal to, 1, 2, 3, also -4. D. Function. Okay, when they give me points, I'm looking to see first if the same x value appears twice. No, we're good. Same y value appears, I don't care. It does the same x value appear? And if it does it go to 2 different y's? So this is a function? Yep. Domain, how about -2, 2, 3, 7. If you didn't put it in order, that's fine, but get in the habit of putting it in order. Range, just 5 and 7, yeah? Was there a back page? Nope, that was it. So 3 marks for each of those. Does that work? To make this quiz out of 13? I don't know if that works. Let me see here. It does? Yeah. Okay, so this quiz is out of 13. Give yourself a lovely clear score right there out of, count 'em, 13, please. Any lawyering with me? Now is the time. Can you look at your lesson last day? Function notation, lesson 7. I gave you a whole bunch of questions to try. We said that function notation was a handy way of doing substitution and telling you very easily, Greg, which equation I wanted you to actually plug stuff into. There were a couple of questions here that I didn't blatantly cover in the notes where you're going backwards, where instead of saying f of something, tell me what it equals, they told you what it equals and said what f of would get us there, and I'll certainly do some of those, and you will get a couple of those on your test. I will start it with my usual song and dance. Hey, any you want me to go over from the homework? Now is your chance to ask. Any from number 1? Yeah. G. So G is G of 0.5. I've turned the page. What was function G? X squared plus 1. So this is going to be 0.5 squared plus 1, because you replace every single x with whatever's in the function. Yes? 0.5 squared plus 1, 1.125, sorry, 1.25. What does the back say? Is it wrong? It might be wrong. 1g, 1.2, yep. Oh, yep. Is that okay? Any others? Further on. So number 2 is going backwards. You guys figured out how to do that okay? Which one? 2c? Okay, I'll do 2c, and I'll let you guys try A and B on your own. You know what? I'll do one similar over here. I'm going to make one up. Let's use function f. Okay, that works. Supposing I told you this. That's what kind of number 2 looks like. Right? Like, oh, first of all, I hope you can see, Garrett, that I'm not telling you to put this number into f. If I wanted you to put that number into f, I would have put it right there. What I'm saying is this equation worked out to 22. This thing worked out to 22. What equation? Hey, what is function f? Sammy, can you read it to me from the previous page? What is f of x? Previous page, go find f of x at the top of number 1. What I'm really saying is this. That's the equation I'm going to solve. And now it's a review of equation solving from last year. How would I get the x by itself? How would I get the x by itself? And don't say divide by 2. I'll be doing that later. Plus 2 to both sides first. And I get, it's 3x minus 2, isn't it? Okay. It's going, I thought I'd use a different number. It's 3x minus 2. Plus 2 to both sides. The 3x drops down like a domino. A 24 drops down. Now what? Divide by 3. Divide by 3. That's what you're doing now. If I tell you what the function equals, what I'm really doing is giving you an equation solving question, saying here's what it equal to. So I'll let you try 2a on your own. 2b is a bit tricky. It's got a no, it's f of x. 2c, g of x. Sydney, you asked 2c. Can you read what is g of x, the equation from the previous page? So we have x squared plus 1 equals that. That's what it's saying. Now what? I'm going to minus 1 from both sides. Can I do that in my head? Is that okay? I'm going to get x squared equals what? 25. What's the opposite of squaring? Square root, right? What number squared equals 25? This one actually has 2 answers that work. I should be what it says in the back. Let me go see. 2c should have 2 answers. If it doesn't, I'll have to fix that. 2c, it just says 5. Actually, negative 5 does work technically. I wouldn't freak out, but yeah. Is that okay there? Any others? So if I give you the graph, you can also find the points. Right? I hope. I think. Maybe the lesson finally went well. How about some of these applied ones, number 4 and number 5, where they actually gave you a more complicated equation? You know what? I'm not writing down names. To be honest, who has not finished the homework? Oh, only a few. Most of you have? Okay, a few you haven't? Okay. Anything here? 4 and 5 went good? 4F, sure. Okay? Something useful. When does the concert start making money? And it gives you a hint, Amy. What does it say in brackets? What's the hint? Okay, well, we said we're not going to say P bracket N. Remember how do we pronounce that in our function notation? P of N. So try it again. Set what? What is P of N? From the top in the paragraph there. But what is it as an equation? I got the P of N. What is it on the other side as an equation? Yeah? See, here's what it's saying. Take that 40N minus 3,000 and let it equal to 0. That's when you stop losing money. Everything after that is when you gain money. That's why E, when it says, what does P of 0 represent? P of 0 is how much money it costs to run the concert. If you put a 0 in, you get, I think, negative 3,000. It cost you 3,000 bucks to set up the concert. Next question you want to know is, how many tickets do I need to sell to break even? Every ticket after that is a profit. So that's what F is finding out. How would I get the N by itself here? It's not an X, it's an N, but it's going to be the same idea. Plus 3,000, can I do that in my head? Because it's 0 plus 3,000 on the other side, Alon, do you mind? I think we're going to get this. Divide by 40. So, Amy, N is 3,000 divided by 40. What is 3,000 divided by 40? 75 even? As soon as I sell 76 tickets, it's profit. If I sell less than 75 tickets, I'm losing money. Holy smokes, useful math. Yeah. The real question is, where does that equation come from? Take some business calculus or business economics. This is some of the stuff they'll start to look at. Profit and cost graphs that we don't get into in high school. Any others? Yeah.
Number 10.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So here's our truck value equation. V of T is 40,000 minus 4,000 T. Oh, I guess it loses 4,000 bucks a year. Whew. If the truck was bought in 1999, in what year would it be worth only 10,000? What's the hint it gives, Ben? Read the hint.
V of T equals 10,000.
Is it saying put a 10,000 in for T? No. Otherwise, it would be V of 10,000. So it's not saying that. Don't get that mixed up. It's saying, what was V of T as an equation, Ben? Read it to me from the top paragraph there.
40,000 minus 4,000 T.
It's saying let that equal 10,000. Whoever's phone that is can shut it off. And then solve for T. Okay. How would I get the T by itself? Eventually, I think I'll be dividing by negative 4,000 because it's being multiplied, but I do that last. Remember, it's reverse bed mass.
Minus 4,000.
Yep. The negative 4,000 T drops down like a domino. On the left side, I have 10,000 minus 40,000. I think I can do that in my head. Negative 30,000, yeah? Ben, how would I get the T by itself now?
Divide the negative 4,000.
Darn right. In fact, that's what T is going to equal. T is going to equal whatever negative 30,000 is divided by negative 40,000. Well, let's see. $7.5 years. Now, that's not an answer to the pick from because it says, what year do we start out in?
Sure, 1999.
During which year Will it be worth $10,000?
2006.
Yeah, sometime between 2006 and 2007. What does the answer say, B or C?
On the back it says B.
B, okay. In fact, you know what? January, February, March, April, May, June 2006. Since it's exactly half a year, 6 months in. By the way, buying a new car, one of the worst investments you can possibly make, because they lose money big time, right? Any others? So, what are we doing today? Oh, I thought you had a question. Review, yes, you were paying attention. If you look at the very first thing that I gave you, which was the take-home quiz, quiz number 3. This is on function notation. It does have some where you're going backwards, like in number 9 right there. And it has some where you're using the grid to try and find either the x-coordinate or the y-coordinate. That'll be due next class. Then I gave you 2 little sheets. This one is called More Domain and Range Practice. So number 1, it wants you to list the domain and the range. 1, 2, and 3 are pretty easy because you got the points. You're just going to list the domain and the range. I want to talk about number 4, actually 4, 5, 6, and 7 are okay. You're doing function notation. I want to talk about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. It's saying find the range for the given domain. So in other words, what they want you to do for number 8 is your domain is 5, 18, and negative 5. Stick each one of those into the function. Find the range value that goes with 5. 2 times 5 plus 7, 17. Find the range value that goes with 18. 2 times 18 plus 7, 36 plus 7, 43, I think. And find the range value that goes with negative 5. That's your range. So with that domain, find the range that goes with it. For this function, stick in those 3, get a range to go with it. So now you're actually generating your range by using the actual function, Garrett. They're giving you the domain. Find the range by actually plugging it into the function, because we did say that the range is your y values and f of x is the same as y equals. Right? Good? And, find your answer, cross out the letters above it. When you finish, write the remaining letters in the spaces at the bottom of the page, and you should find out why did the greenhouse call a doctor, because I'm just dying to know. Turn the page over. So a little more practice finding x-intercepts and y-intercepts. That's the only thing I haven't really quizzed you on, and that's going to be on your test. So not yet. So I thought, okay, throw this at you here. Remember to find the x-intercept. What do you let be 0? To find the x-intercept, what do you let be 0? Because I asked you to. To find the x-intercept, what do you let be 0? Why? Because I asked you to. To find the x, I'll never get tired of that joke. Yeah, okay, put in a 0 for y and then solve for x, equation solving. To find the y-intercept, what do you let be 0? X. So here, find the x and the y-intercept of the graph in each question below. Some of them you might be able to do in your head, and I'm okay with that. Certainly this first one, A, I'm pretty sure the x-intercept is, because I put a 0 in for y, that whole y term would match. In fact, what I just visualize is that equation right there, 3x equals 6. I can solve that in my head. And I'm pretty sure the y-intercept is 0, 3, I think. If you're looking for a shortcut, that kind of works for easier ones. If you can do them in your head, great. Otherwise, you can either do them somewhere in the margin or on a separate piece of paper. And find your answer in the answer column nearest the exercise. That means all the answers for this column will be on the left-hand side. All the answers for this column will be on the right-hand side. Notice the word under it. Write this word in the box containing the letter of that exercise. And you'll get the did you hear about. The last thing is a huge unit review. This one you'll also get some time to work on Wednesday, but I'm starting it now. Lots and lots of various practice. This is a pretty good indication of what you're going to see on the test. I don't have answers attached. I have made up an answer key. I'll print up 4 copies in a second. I'll have them floating around, and I will put the answer key online. Heck, I'll probably even email all of you a copy of the answer key as an attachment as well. All right? Class is yours.